Coach Stephen Davis, Dudley Panthers football practice Saturday morning. Coach, you're down here on the lower field, usually over by the highway to start the season. Come on down to this section, get into the regular practice field to start the year then, huh?
Oh, yeah, it's here now. You know, we got less than 3 weeks, but we lined it down for real. And just coming over here to get the guys familiar with a bigger field. We was over there on 29. It's not regulated size, but this is more regulated for us, so we want to get over here and get that.
So how's it looking so far? Been working for about a week or so, at least in this new routines. How's it looking so far?
So far, so good. You know, the guys are showing up, especially the varsity guys. You know, got a couple of ninth graders who are in and out right now, but that's expected. You know, especially trying to find a ride that early in the morning. We went at 7 this morning, and so a lot of times the parents aren't able to get them here at that time.
A little different for you too, going in the morning, because I know a lot of times, even I think you went maybe yesterday in the morning. You used to like to go in the afternoon. The way the weather's been, it's probably changed the way you're doing your plans.
And you're exactly right. You know, like I think Wednesday we weren't even able to get outside because of the weather restriction. It was like the index was high, and my trainer said we wouldn't get out till about 7:45, and we used to get off the field at 8. So we said, well, okay, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday we go in the mornings.
And what do the guys look like so far? You're seeing some good things out of the guys. So a lot of this is already done. You did this previous years. So many of these guys on the varsity team, it's like old hat to them. They just come back, get refreshed, get it going again. But have they taken to it pretty good again?
Oh, they are. You know, the guys who are returning, you know, the Nasir Newkirk, Jerron Blackwell, and all those guys are doing a great job of leading the team. And we got a lot of returning guys, so it's going pretty good right now.
How about the quarterback spot? How's that battle coming along?
It's coming along pretty good. You know, Coach Hall handled those guys, so, you know, I don't speak on them a lot, but he said they're battling pretty good right now.
And that's kind of an interesting view, because you can kind of got Coach Hall kind of run the offense. Coach Anderson used to do a lot with the defense, so you can kind of be like a head coach of this bunch, because you got coaches that are actually can be like coaches.
Yeah, we are. You know, we got enough coaches. You know, got some volunteer guys. You know, got a couple guys who played for me and everything. So we are able to spread those guys around, and every position has a coach.
What's it like to have that much? I mean, you've had talent every year you've been here, because this is a talented area. But what's it like to have this? I mean, is this the most you've had? Probably looking over this squad, this roster, these numbers right now, these guys from last year, probably one of the most athletic, talented groups of guys you've had coming back from previous years?
That'll be hard to say, because I remember back in 16 we had an outstanding group who came back, you know, led by Henry Hooker. So it's you know, each year is different. You know, the guys ask me all the time, Coach, which state championship is the best? You know, it's hard to say because I played at different times. You know, my first one back in 07, you know, that's when I had the 4 Horsemen, and then they turned around and did it again in 08. So it's kind of hard to say.
See, the group you got coming back, though, you mentioned those wideouts. You mentioned Blackwell, you mentioned Newkirk, you got Neely. You got also you got Antonio Lee.
Yeah.
You got a load at that wideout spot. I mean, those and Bartley. Don't forget Bartley. I guess Bartley's here, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Bartley, if he's not here, he's gonna let us know he's here once he gets going. Because that guy, he's a return man too. The guy can take it to town. But that group of wideouts and then running backs, you got Southern back, you got Jaden Brown back.
Yep.
I mean, you got numbers, but you say tell a lot of people, say those numbers are last year's numbers. They got to make those this year's numbers.
Correct. You know what we did last year is gone. You know, we didn't finish the job last year, and that's what we're focusing on. We feel like we got a team to make a deep run in the playoffs, but we want to finish it off with a state championship.
And you would probably love to have another crack at Hickory if you could after that game up there last year, because I know they got a bunch of guys back too.
Correct, and that's what we're shooting for. And, you know, we can't knock the West Charlottes, we can't knock the Crest, because we got to go through a gauntlet to get to them. But we just want to take it one playoff game at a time.
And as far as the layout goes, it'd be nice to have some of those guys coming to your place this year instead of going to their place like you had to do last year.
Correct, and that's what we're shooting for. You know, we're trying to make sure we do our part by having an undefeated regular season and then going into the playoffs.
I'll tell you what, last year, how many games did you lose during the regular season last year?
No, we only lost was to Hickory.
That's crazy. You think about it. You still got to go. I guess because some of the other teams had unbeaten records too. There's so much talent. Somebody had to go on the road, I guess.
Exactly.
Well, tell me about this year's squad. What's kind of the makeup of this year's squad? What's their personality like of these guys? You know these kids pretty well. Know their personalities well. What are the personality of this team like?
Well, you know, with us having a lot of guys returning, they more, you know, laid back, but all about business. That's the thing about it. That's what we've been seeing. Like, if you're out here early, you hear when we go Team O, all those guys are yelling, getting excited to go. Matter of fact, I got to come up with a chant for the defense to get excited like the offense. But they're laid back, and like I say, we got such good leaders this year, and I think they're going to help us out.
And you think about the overall competition to be facing this year. I know you've got Page to open up the season.
Yes,
you got Hillside, Southeast, those non-conference games early. So it's going to be a challenge, I know, for you as far as being ready. What about the scrimmages-wise? What's coming up scrimmage-wise?
Okay, so on the 9th, we got Charlotte Chambers coming here. That'll be at 6 p.m. And then on the 13th, we go to Mallet Creek. So we gonna see where we are real early with those scrimmages, and then going into the Page, the Southeast, and the Hillside. By the time we get in the conference, we should definitely be battle tested.
I would think so. And you got, say Chambers. I guess that's Coach Wiggins. Is that Coach Wiggins?
Correct.
Coming from Smith, used to be there, and then you go down to Mallet Creek. You got guy used to be over here with you back in the day.
Yes, sir.
Tinsley,
Coach Tinsley, yes, sir.
Wow, you see some interesting teams early in the season. Then.
That's it.
Coach, as far as the schedule goes today at this practice, how long you guys going? You going to 9:30, or how's it go today?
Today we'll get off a little early, but usually we'll go from 7 to 9:30. But today we'll probably get off in the next 30 minutes.
Do you do any work in the classroom right now too before you come out? You guys have like little discussion sessions before you hit the field?
Yeah, sometimes we do. You know, if the coach needs something to do, talk to the guys. They got free range to go in there and do it.
What's it looking like now as far as equipment goes? You guys all up to pads yet? Full hit?
Well, we up to uppers right now. We yesterday and today we can do uppers. Then coming back Monday we can do full gear.
So full gear coming Monday.
Yes, sir.
So these guys better go home on Sunday and rest up, because come Monday the real business really kicks in big time.
Yes, sir. No, I take that back. It's Tuesday we can go full gear.
Tuesday.
Yeah.
I'll tell you one thing, there's a lot of difference between what you're doing now when that full contact starts. I mean, that's a big step up, and these guys start hitting for real.
Yep, that's it.
And that's probably one of the few things you haven't done so far, because during the all season, you got all season training where you wear helmets and T-shirts, stuff like that. When you put those full pads on, completely different story.
Exactly, yeah. And, you know, we have a lot of guys get excited on Tuesday, too, because that's our first day of hitting. But even then, we don't do a lot, because we want to stay
You don't want to do too much anyway.
Right. We're going to see who will hit, who won't hit, and then we'll move forward.
I forgot to mention one thing when we talked a little bit about, what about the big offensive line? How big are they looking this year?
Oh, pretty big. You know, we got about two out of 5 returning, but we had some great backup guys who are taking places of the guys who left.
So you've got some experience coming back and then some new guys coming in.
Correct.
And you look over toward that defense again, where you work a lot on that defense, study that defense pretty closely. I know, boy, linebacker's always been a strength for you. Defensive line's been a strength. You've been pretty strong at all 3 levels of that defense. How's that defense looking for this year?
It's coming along. You know, had to replace both middle linebackers last year. Safian Amaru, he's gone from the secondary. Lost a DN, but it's coming along.
So if you had to evaluate this thing so far, what you've done so far in this preseason, ready for the season, how did you evaluate this thing so far?
I give it about a B+.
B+?
B+.
Still room for some improvement.
Yes, sir. We're not in the A group yet.
Coach, I thank you for your time today. Good to see you guys there working again. This is like real football. You get around Dudley football. It's back again. New season coming up. Always good to see you, and keep up the good work.
All right. Thanks a lot.